Hey model fans, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Ducky's Model Cars, and today I'm going to have another model car review for you. Now before I jump into today's model, I just want to say I guess a quick thank you to everybody. On my YouTube app, I got a pop-up today that was basically saying congratulations on being on YouTube for 5 years now. Now these 5 years have completely flown by for me. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the content over the years. If you guys are subscribed and have been for a very long time, thank you for your continued support. If this is your first time watching one of my videos or maybe checking out the channel, if you like what you see, please do consider subscribing. In my last video, I said we were very close to hitting 1,000 subs on the channel. We were at 995. Then the numbers dropped ever so slightly. At the time of filming, I'm at 992 subscribers, and yeah, I'd love to hit that 1,000 mark and obviously above. So again, if you enjoy what you see and you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. And to everyone else, thank you for the support over the last 5 years, and hopefully we can continue to do this well into the future. I'm not going to stop collecting anytime soon, although I do need to start making a few more videos for you guys. But yeah, let me not ramble on too much. Again, thank you for all the support over these last 5 years, and let's jump into today's model and keep this going for at least another 5 years. And the model for today is going to be the latest model into my collection, the McLaren 765LT from HPD/LCD models. Now, before I jump fully into the model, I actually do want to talk about the packaging. I don't normally talk about the packaging or the boxes because they're all kind of the same thing, usually pretty standard. But the packaging on this is a little bit cool, and if you guys aren't familiar with this brand, maybe you guys don't know what the box looks like, so we'll jump into that real quick, and then we'll come back to this beauty of a model. All right, so real quick, guys, so here's the box. It's a pretty standard, just black box, but again, I just wanted to show, so this is a high-performance die-cast, which, as I said off the top, is basically like a little sub-brand of LCD models. I know from basically everyone on the internet talking that, you know, this is basically LCD just with a slight rebrand, I guess, to get this brand out there. So yeah, on the, I guess, left and right outer sides, you have the high performance diecast logo. On the top, in the top right corner, you get the McLaren logo, and then this 765LT logo, and same on both end flaps. And then also you get this nice protective plastic layer on the outside. Then, as I've already just taken this out of the box, well, obviously you get your styrofoam packaging where your model would sit. And again, this is quite nice. If you have on the top here, we have like a little, I guess, clip, if you will, that kind of holds the box together, which has the McLaren logo on it, as we can see there. You have a couple things up top here. You have your little screwdriver tool for removing the model from the base if you don't already have one. You have the key for the model for opening it, as it is a fully opening model. And you have some extra little, I guess, little ornament things that you can put with your car. So you have like a little suitcase, you know, like a hazard triangle and a little fire extinguisher. So if you want to set up like a little bit of a garage setup and a diorama or your display, they kind of give you everything in the bag already. Then if you flip it up, as I said, you have this little key which sits on the top, which pulls up, and then you would unfold the box from left to right and split in the middle. Obviously, when you open it, your model would sit there, and then these are just the little supports that hold your model in place. So not maybe the most fantastic packaging, but it was definitely something a little bit new for me, as this is a new brand of model for me. So I just figured I wanted to show it off so you guys know what to expect if you guys buy one of these models. And then also inside the box, guys, you get this certificate of authenticity. So much like the older Auto Arts and some of the higher end resin models you get now, like I know BBR, Fronty Art, you get this certificate of authenticity. It basically just says that, you know, it was kind of signed off by McLaren. You know, it is authentic. Obviously, to the real car, it gives you the color here, which is finished in vermilion red. You can see they're authorized by McLaren, and then it gives you the serial number on here. Now, I don't know if these are all exactly limited numbers or not, but every car is going to have one of these with its unique serial number. So that's kind of a cool little detail that they have in the box as well. And then we can jump into the car itself. So, of course, as we just saw on the certificate, this car is finished in vermilion red with the black wheels, the red brake calipers. And I'm going to go ahead and say this is, well, minus the roof scoop, this is like a full kind of MSO spec because we have the carbon fiber hood and the carbon fiber rear spoiler as well. And also the carbon fiber mirrors and some carbon on the front splitter, the side skirt, and on the rear diffuser is carbon fiber as well. We'll take a better look at that in a moment. But yeah, very, very nice model. Of course, die-cast metal is this one, so not composite or anything. So it does have a little bit of a weight to it. It's not super heavy like a sealed resin model, but it does have a little bit of a weight to it. It's also not quite as heavy as my Mini Champs SLS that I talked about in my last video, but definitely feels like a high-end model. And the price for this model, again, in Canadian dollars, landed at my front door from SA Model Cars, which are based in China, was $307.66. Now, the caveat again to that is that it was with the discount code from SA Model Cars, so the model is worth a little bit more than what I paid, but I think even right now still the website is having a 20% off sale, and I believe these are still available. So I will put a link in my description down below if you guys want to go check it out for yourself. Where this model differs, I guess, a little bit from the Auto Arts is that it does have a working suspension. So you can see there, if I gently push on the front end and I push down on the rear end, the car does bounce. So that's a really cool feature. And if I push both at the same time, it does work. So that is a really nice feature that not every model has. I know the Auto Art 720 for sure doesn't have that at all. You can see all the details. So the nice louvers on the side, all the crazy indoor aero work that you have on the McLaren, so like all the venting down there. Again, being that it's a race car, we have the more aggressive front lip. You have the little flicks, extra flicks around the side. Obviously, the little piece behind the wheel where we get the 765LT logo. Hopefully, that's going to show up on camera here. Another detail I like with these cars is that they have the model designation in the wheel as well, so you can see there on the front passenger wheel, they have the 765LT logo as well as on the rear, and obviously on the driver's side as well we have those logos, so a very nice detail. I don't believe on these cars you have the LT logo in the headlights. That was, I believe, a 675 LT thing only. Obviously different headlight design, but yeah, I don't believe on the real cars or the model that you have a 765LT designation in the lights. I could be wrong, or definitely not on the model. I could be wrong for the real cars, but I don't believe so. And then yeah, as I mentioned, it is a fully opening model, so we can go ahead here, take our key. I struggle a little bit off camera, so the shut lines are actually very very tight on this, which is very good. But if you just take your key in, gently pry up, then we can lift up and we can see the front trunk area, or the frunk, if you will. We get a bit more light on there. Not a lot happening in the frunk. You have a little bit of a vent there, which I think helps with airflow through the car. Even though it is more like a race car, you do still get front luggage storage. You do have a little bit of space in behind the seats as well in these cars. But yeah, that opens very nicely. It's hinged on either side, so it supports itself. The hinges are pretty good. And if you drop it down, you get this little satisfying metal clink. Also, while we're here, we don't really need the key for this, but we can go ahead and open the doors. Of course, the McLaren, with the famous McLaren, or I guess billionaire doors, as they're called, which open up. Now, the doors on this feel very nice. The hinges feel very good. They don't feel loose or flappy at all. Obviously, the model is still pretty much brand new to me, so maybe, you know, if I play with it a bit too much over the years, I can see maybe the hinges or the whatever getting a little bit worn out. But yeah, right now they work perfectly. As you can see, the doors open up all the way and they stay upright. Obviously, you guys could be able to tell over camera, but you know, hopefully you can see that when I go to open and close it, there is no droppage, so I can kind of park the door at different angles and it doesn't just drop down and even when I drop it down all the way, you know, I can pretty much close it all the way and it doesn't drop down unless I actually close it down myself. So that's really nice. If we look on the inside here a little bit, I will dive into the interior a little bit closer because you guys won't be able to see too much on this camera, unfortunately, but the interior is, I would say, almost perfectly executed. So you have not carbon fiber, but you have a nice felt detail on the side sill here. Again, we'll dive in closer a little bit later, but we can see up here you have your plaque like you do in all McLarens. So, you know, this will say 765LT, probably made in Surrey, England, or, you know, if you have like a custom spec, it'll sometimes say, you know, hand built for person ABC or whatever. So very cool detail there. Then this has, I guess, what we call the Senna. We would call the Senna seats, or I guess maybe like the full McLaren like racing buckets. They were the seats that were introduced in the McLaren Senna, hence why everyone calls them the Senna seats, but it is also an option in, I don't know if every car, but for sure like the higher end, more racy cars, you can get these seats in. So these full carbon buckets you can see there, hopefully with the harness in the middle, as well as your 3-point seat belt. So just like in the real car, you have an option for both. I'm guessing, you know, 3-point seatbelt for your normal road driving and the harness obviously for your more intense track driving, or maybe you want to wear it on the road. I guess if you hit some twisty mountain passes, that'll be fun as well. But yeah, the detail, again, I'll dive in better, but the detail on this is absolutely awesome. But here's a little bit of a deeper dive into the interior. So again, all the details are well executed, even down to, you know, the seat belts and the harnesses having, you know, sort of that textured look that the real ones would have. You can see, you know, the clip-in point there for the harnesses. As I mentioned before too, you have your little 765LT badge right there just inside the driver's door. All the detail, you see the carbon fiber detail on the inside of the steering wheel. The flip down screen just showing it being in neutral, but then you have a little bit of information on the central screen, as you would. Of course, you have your drive mode selectors there, so your drive at the top, neutral in the middle, reverse. At the bottom, you got some cup holders in the middle there, a little bit of a storage cubby in the center console there, again with the full carbon fiber finish. And yeah, I'm sorry if the camera is not doing a good job focusing, but there's a little bit of a deeper dive in the interior and a little bit better look at those carbon fiber bucket Senna seats. If we move to the back, as I mentioned, this is a fully opening model, so just like the front trunk and the doors, you can also remove this rear glass panel and get a plastic glass panel and get a look at the engine bay. So all you want to do is gently pry up at the bottom edge of this piece of plastic. Might take me a second here. All right, so I thought with a little bit off camera and got it, guys. So basically what you want to do is just kind of go from the edge, lift up gently, and then the entire piece removed, as you can see there. And also we can see on this piece of glass, it's got a nice little tint. So we can see there, of course, on the white table, obviously looking through the glass, you have a bit of a tint. Then obviously no tint there. That's of course going to help with, you know, sun beaming into the car and sort of cooking you as well. And that's a really nice detail that I like how they LCD or HBD did on this model. So we'll just tuck our roof away safely for a second, or rear hatch. And unfortunately on this car, there's not a lot to see by way of engine bay. It's kind of hidden under this carbon fiber protective piece, but you can see there they have the now exposed rear window of the car with the harness attachment, or the roll cage harness attachment. So those are the back of the harnesses that we saw on the seats up front. And yeah, all you can see from the engine is basically the very top of it, a little bit of the intakes. That's all you can see on this car, unfortunately. But I do know that when you sit inside a 765LT, if you look back through the rear window, there is like a little window over the engine bay, so at least you can see a little bit of your engine still while you're sitting inside the car. Not as much as you can on the 720S or even some of the other LT or other McLaren models. But yeah, still pretty well executed back here. The little bit of carbon fiber surround there, and of course all the louvers in the back part of the engine to help with obviously heat extraction and cooling through. So yeah, you can't really see much there, but at least all the detail on the model is very spot on. Then we'll go ahead and quickly put our roof piece back, so you can hopefully see there's two at the top and two at the bottom. There's little magnet pieces that coordinate with the little magnets on the roof. So the easiest way is just kind of line it up at the bottom and then gently drop it into place and you're good to go. So sticking with the back of the vehicle, on the 765LT, they introduced the new quad exhaust setup. So the 4 pipes coming out the back, basically I think 2 from each side of the engine. Of course, these cars all have a V8 in them, except for the Artura, which has a V6. But yeah, there's a big twin turbo V8 back here. So 4 exhaust tips, 2 I guess pipes coming out from the engine that meet in the middle, which was a brand new design for this car. As I mentioned, you have the full carbon fiber wing at the back here, which is movable. It doesn't move up or down super high, but basically we can sit it there in its sort of low flattest setting, or we can gently pull it up a little bit and we can get a bit more of an angle, a bit more of the air brake. Of course, again, in the real car, it pivots up all the way to act as a bit of an air brake, obviously under braking. And one of the, I guess, key aero things with the LT is that they had a much bigger wing than on the 720S. And then you have the little cutout here as well. For a little bit of aero management, but then also so when the wing is down, you don't get burned. You don't get your wing burned by the exhaust, because with the exhaust being so short on this car, it does shoot flames even as standard. And the last thing you want is a bunch of heat and flames melting your rear wing. Sticking with the back, again, all the lovely mesh detailing around here is well executed. I mentioned before all the carbon fiber, so we can see carbon fiber here where the license plate sits. And just like on pretty much any other kind of model, if you've forgotten what kind of car you have, it's going to tell you on the plate, unless you have some other kind of custom plate on the back. So yeah, 765LT. Obviously, the rear diffuser is very nice. If we flip the model over, so all you get on the bottom there is the HPD logo, and then you have the 118 McLaren 765LT and the Made in China. Some other small details to note. You see they have the multi-spoke black wheels there, which is a pretty standard McLaren design. We can see the carbon ceramic rotors in the back. Again, obviously super aggressive because race car, and just all the little lines and everything. Again, all the lines for all the different panel gaps, which run smoothly. The actual panel gaps for the opening parts on the door, they sit pretty perfectly. Again, you can see there the indent for the airflow through the car, which is executed nicely. The little louvers on the top, which are pretty much an LT specific feature. The carbon fiber work on this model is really, really well done as well. I would like to say it's a lot better executed than what you would get on the AutoArt models, which are about the same price point as this one. Maybe not the greatest carbon fiber work out there, but yeah, one of the better carbon fiber works that I've seen from a model company. So I definitely like to see that. Again, carbon fiber all for the front splitter. You got the little, I guess, parking sensor or one of the cameras kind of shown in the middle of the front bumper there. And then you have the little piece there where you would pop this out. That's where your towing eye would go, so if you ever need to tow the vehicle. And all the headlight detail is awesome. There's even carbon fiber around the headlights, and I do like on this model how they don't have the painted headlights. Some people like it. I personally am not a fan of the painted headlights on any of these models, the 720S, the LT here, or this new 750. I like having either the black or some kind of contrast color in there. I think it looks a lot better. But yeah, overall, super happy with this model. All right, everyone. So I think that's pretty much going to do it for this review. Let me know what you guys think of the car itself and of this model. If you guys have one of these in your collections or are thinking of getting one, let me know. I think it's 100% worth the money. Again, as I mentioned, that price that I mentioned, that $307 was in Canadian, and that was converted from US dollars with shipping to my house. I get from China. And also, I did buy it with the, I think, a 25% discount on the store at the time. And I know right now they're running a 20% discount at SA Model Cars. So I'll have a link to them in the description below if you guys want to pick up one of these models or something else from the website. I should just stress that the 20% is just off of the model price. That doesn't factor into any sort of shipping or tax prices. So just keep that in mind. And yeah, I absolutely love the car. I had it side by side with my AutoArt 720 when I got this one in, and the changes between the two models are obvious, but it was also really interesting to see how the execution of the different models are from the two different brands, one being the AutoArt, this one being the HPD/LCD model. Definitely looking forward to getting more models from this company, or HPD, LCD, whichever one. I think the Elva is either coming out soon or is already available. But yeah, I love the model. I got this one in red, basically because I didn't have a red McLaren. And I remember I saw pretty much this exact same spec on this LT when I was in Germany 3 years ago. I don't think it had the carbon fiber hood, but it was the same vermilion red with the red calipers and the black wheels. So you guys know I always like to try to get models that I see in real life or just that look cool, a color that I don't have. So that's why I went with the red. I think it's absolutely stunning color. But yeah, let me not ramble on too long. If you guys enjoyed the video, please do give it a big thumbs up. As I said at the top, I've been on here for 5 years now making videos, and I have no plans on stopping anytime soon. So again, thank you all for 5 years of support up till now. Hope you guys continue to support me in the future. I make these videos as a bit of a passion project and to share these models and my collection with you guys. So again, if you are not subscribed and you enjoy what you see, please consider subscribing, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye.